Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's the Weekly Pint. This is the show that is not a show, but if it was a show, this would be it. Live every Monday night, we hang out, we have a beer or whatever you're drinking together, and shoot the shit. We pretend we are sitting at a happy hour. That's what we do, and this is a good one. So apologies first. I didn't pull any labels this week. I've been really busy. We are leaving for vacation this week, and I recorded next week's Brewcast today. So I've been going crazy all day long, working the day job, then making a Brewcast, walked in the door, and came right down here to do this. So I didn't pull any labels, but I think you'll forgive me because I have two glasses in front of me, which can only mean one thing. It's a showdown. Oktoberfest Quest continues. Marco is drinking a truth, getting us to-go food. Julia is finishing her last West Side Pineapple Goza. I still have one more. If I wasn't drinking Oktoberfest, that might be where I go tonight. You guys know me. I love Oktoberfest beers, and this is a tough competition. So first up, we've got Northern Row, and I still didn't set up a beer camera. Hang on. I actually planned this out before. I just never did it. Hang on. We can make this easier. A little light we can put over here. We can do this, like, as long as it's charged. We can do this, like, right here. Just something, if it'll balance. Yeah, let's do something like that. And now, maybe you can actually see what I'm drinking. Northern Row, brewer, sorry. This is their, it's listed as an amber lager on here, but this is their Oktoberfest. Against a yearly favorite of mine, Wiener from 50 West. This is going to be tough. All right. So I did drink tonight. Normally when I do these showdowns, I'm trying to do it on a fresh palate. Tonight I was at Grainworks for next week's episode. And I drank some of their Oktoberfest, so I'm primed. All right, they definitely look very different from each other. I don't know how to put these so you can actually see what I'm drinking. There, how's that? So, the Northern Row is definitely darker than the Wiener from 50 West. Let's read the cans. This desk setup is not really appropriate for showdowns. It says, All Outcasts welcome. This traditional style Marzen lager beer is brewed with 100% imported German malts and hops, offering a beautiful toasted caramel and slight biscuit aroma. 5.6% ABV, 12 fluid ounces. That's all it tells us. Next up, 50 West, Wiener Thespiar lager. I love the artwork on this. Everything from the Bavarian style flag in the background to the little stein down here on the front. Absolutely love it. I wish that instead of doing the skyline from coast to coast here, they had changed this out and did a bunch of German stuff, like a little Oktoberfest party. I think that would have been fun. I know it's not on brand, but it'd be fun. It says, Prost, put on your drinking pants. Crisp and malty Oktoberfest lager brewed with Vienna malts. 5.9%. So this is a little bit heavier on ABV, but I'm thinking is typically more Thespiar-ish versus the The brewer from Northern Row. Let's dive in here. Oh, yeah. Nice biscuity, bready aroma. This one definitely has a little more zip to it. Let's start over here. Ooh, man, that's good. I always forget how great Northern Row is. Okay. Okay. This definitely, the 50 West, leans into the Thespiar side of things, not just in the color. It does have a little more zip to it. There is some floral kind of spicy hops going on, but not a lot at all. Whereas this one definitely leans a little heavier into the malt. Now, typically, when I am looking for a Oktoberfest beer, I look for something that I can pound all day long. I want a ton of it, which typically means I'm looking for something lighter, a little more refreshing, but still kind of packed full of some of those bready flavors and aromas. So my first instinct is when I look at ABV, you've got on the Northern Row side 5.6, 5.9 on 50 West. It gets a little bit of an edge for Northern Row, but they're close enough that really doesn't quite make the difference, I guess. So next, you got to think about kind of how that body is. Hello, Matt Damaris. Matt is fasting. Lame. These are definitely very different beers. I don't know if that makes it harder or easier to determine which one I like better. There is a little bit of almost like a doughiness to this one that I don't like as much in the aroma. Yeah, I'm going to have to give it just a little bit of an edge and a win. To 50 West. Again, standard disclaimer applies to all of this. That does not mean that this Northern Row is a bad beer. Not even close. It just means that between these two and with my feelings and my mood, I like the 50 West better. So 50 West moves on to round two. Northern Row does not, however, if you remember or if you've been paying attention, I don't know if you guys, I don't know where I said it or if you were watching, but there is a chance for the we'll call them non-winners. I hate calling them losers because, like I said, they're great beers. There is a chance for the non-winners to come back and get back in. And actually, after kind of crunching the numbers and really looking at how the bracket is shaping up, I think you have a chance to come into the finals, I believe. If not the finals, the last round right before them. So I'm very burpy, guys. If I had the bracket with me, I would look to make sure that what I'm telling you is true, but it's in the other room, so I'm not going to do that. But your favorites, if they get eliminated, they do have that chance to come back. So if you are a huge fan of this this Northern Row brewer, pay attention because you can resurrect it from the old non-winner pile. But this one, 50 West moves on. I do love this beer. And I feel like it's gotten even better as the years go on. So we'll keep this kind of short. Like I said, we are planning a vacation this week. This is the first vacation that we've taken in a while. Well, that's not entirely true. We went to Gatlinburg two years ago. We did that for a week. But this is definitely the first family vacation that we've taken with both kids. So we are driving to the East Coast, and I have our first leg of the trip is 9 hours. So I have 9 hours in a car with a 1.5-year-old and a 4-year-old and a wife. We're going to hopefully split the driving up and do it overnight, but that means that first day is going to be rough. Rough for mom and dad. That's for the kids. Hopefully won't even notice. But so we're going to spend 2 days in Pennsylvania, right outside Philly. We're going to do Sesame Place for any of you who are familiar. Yay. I think the boy, the youngest, is very excited. He's a big Elmo fan. It's one of the few words that he runs around the house screaming all the time. It's kind of a demand for what he wants to watch on TV. Matt says, you want to borrow my gigantic cooler so you can mule some stuff? I'll bring some stuff back. And we are already bringing a cooler. Don't you worry about it. So we're going to spend the first 2 days at Sesame Place. Then from there, after day 2, we're leaving right after we get done at the park there and driving another hour and a half, or I can't remember how long it is, to Atlantic City. And we're going to do one night in Atlantic City, which is not as kid-friendly, but we want to experience Atlantic City for a little bit. And then from there, we're going to drive down to Wildwood, New Jersey, and spend a couple days there, hanging out on the beach and the boardwalk, and then make the 10-hour drive back home. So it's going to be interesting. Took my daughter when she was 4. Definitely would have been more fun if it wasn't 95 degrees. Yeah, I think our weather is still looking pretty good. I looked the other day. I mean, it's going to be warm, but let me check here. We lucked out. I was worried as we started talking about the hurricane that's been bearing down on the East Coast, but looks like that all is going to work out for us just fine. Yeah, highs are 84 both days. We're at the park. An 8% chance of rain and a 15% chance of rain. So I think we're going to be okay. I'm looking forward to it. And then getting to the beach. It's been a really long time since I've been to the beach. I'm going to say 10 years since I've gotten to go to the beach. Neither of my kids have ever gotten to. My 4-year-old, sometimes in the summer, we go up to Houston Woods, up near Oxford State Park. They have a big lake that has a little beach. And so in her head, she thinks that's the beach, and she loves it. So her mind is going to be blown when she gets to see it. It shows. Remember, my comments come in like a little bit after I actually say something. I don't know what shows. Yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, that I haven't been to the beach? Well, I'm not pasty. It's the lighting. I promise I look much more tanned and handsome in daylight versus hanging out here in a hole in the basement. Suntan is lacking. I even put the warmer light on. I'm not pasty. I'm actually spend a lot of time in the sun every day. If we can get to compare my car tan versus my non-car tan arm. I'm offended. I'm excited to get out on vacation, but I'm really dreading this first day's drive. Because if these kids wake up, it's going to be miserable driving in the middle of the night with screaming kids. We have the iPad's ready to go. Doing the modern day parenting hack. Put an iPad in front of your kids and they shut up. Any other tips? And I'm all ears, guys. As far as muling beer back, I will definitely be getting some beer while I'm there. I'm not going to focus as much on trying to get to breweries as I would if I wasn't with my wife and kids, but I'll definitely try to do what I can. I also don't know. When you travel, do you listen to music or podcasts? That varies differently depending on who all in the car is awake. So if my wife is awake and the kids are asleep, we'll probably listen to music of our choice. If my kids are awake, we listen to music of their choice. And then if I'm the only one awake, I'm just listening to my podcast feed. He puts the Sonder Stories Spotify playlist on. I do not use Spotify. I mean, I have Spotify. I have found... did we talk about this on the Sonder Stories episode? I can't remember if it was during the show or after the show, but I have found that regardless of which music streaming platform you choose and you decide to devote your time to, you have to do that. You just have to devote time to it. You got to put the effort into listen to stuff on it, and eventually it will get smart and nail you. So I use Apple Music, and it works pretty good for me. Austin says, back home in Toledo currently, went to Ernest Brew Works in Toledo, and 4RK Brewery out in West Defiance, Ohio. Always love going to spots back in my home area. Yeah. I need to start doing a little bit of research before we hit the road of where some of the good breweries in the area are. I assume that there will be at least one night in the mix there that the kids will be asleep at the hotel, that the wife is going to be sitting in bed wanting to watch TV or something, and I will hit the streets and journey. So hopefully there's a place within walking distance where I can snag some good beer. Either way, we'll probably be picking up some cans, bringing a couple things in the cooler just to make sure if all hell breaks loose, I have something to drink. I actually had a couple goodies that Brian from Grainworks sent home with me today, so I'm bringing some of that and whatever else is in the fridge. I might be bringing 2 Oktoberfests to do a showdown from the beach. We'll see. I do have to warn you guys. So we are, as of right now, our plan is next Monday during the day or kind of early day, leaving and driving back home. So as of right now, we are scheduled to be home Monday evening for the weekly pint for this. There is a chance, depending again what happens with our kids, because that drive will not be overnight, that they will be in the car and be little terrorists. And so if it's bad, we're just going to stop somewhere on the way home and split it up into 2 trips. If that happens, actually that's probably another okay scenario for the weekly pint. That means I'll be in a hotel and be able to do weekly pint from there. Worst case scenario is that I'll be sitting in the passenger seat trying to do weekly pint from the highway, or just not being able to get reception to do it at all. That's the worst case scenario, but I'm hoping we are either home or in a hotel. That's my definite hope. Okay. Forked Creek, they spell it funny. 4RK, okay. If you were stopping in the Pittsburgh area, I would say stop by one of Hitchhiker's tap rooms. Not sure how widely they distribute statewide. But if you see any when you're near Philly, grab it. I will try to remember that. No, it's the Sesame Place is like northeast of Philly, I think. So we're not even like downtown Philly, which is actually disappointing too. I'd love to spend, a couple hours kind of sightseeing there too, but so like I said, we're going to keep this a little brief so that I can go. I've been gone all day, and my oldest kid is still awake right now. So I do want to go spend a little bit of time with her, get her to eat some dinner because I don't think she's had dinner yet, and she is going to turn into a turd very soon. Turd. But tune in next week. Oh, Matt, you asked earlier if I had that Kolsch. I did. It was delicious. I freaking love Kolsch beers. The other one you sent me, which I can't remember what it was now, is still in there. Or in there. In one of my fridges. And I have not had it yet. I've been so consumed with just drinking Oktoberfest beers. Or working, one or the other. But maybe I'll dive into that tomorrow, maybe. I don't remember what it was. Dinner sounds so good. You can eat dinner. None of us are stopping you. Break the fast. So tomorrow, I have nothing going on tomorrow. I can do it tomorrow, unless I have to mow the grass. I might have to mow the grass. I could drink it while I'm mowing the grass. I could drink beer while I mow the grass. Sorry, guys. I'm losing my mind. It's going to be a long week. I'm looking forward to it, but I will be happy when I am sitting on a balcony with my feet up, listening to the ocean rather than getting there. All right, guys. We'll wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry this is a short one. We will have labels next week, I promise. Next week's episode, whenever that is, of the show that is not a show, we'll have all of the latest and greatest label approvals because there are some really good ones. I actually got a text. I think last week we were talking about this beer, and I was talking about how much I would like to see it in cans, and got a text from a friend. Sean, you'll appreciate this one. I don't know if you've ever had this beer. Flesh of the Pumpkin from Alexandria. It is phenomenal. So stay tuned for that this year. So plenty more like that to come. That one has come through the TTB since last week. Oh, I do notice, this is interesting, on this label, we've talked a lot about beer labeling and what you have to put on the cans or don't have to put in cans. So they have brewed in Cincinnati tradition, proudly made in Kentucky, Alexandria, and then down here where this wording used to be very different on Alexandria's cans. Now it says brewed and packaged by Alexandria Brewing Company, Newport, Kentucky, under special agreement by Alexandria Brewing Company, Alexandria, Kentucky. That's interesting. Wooden Cask makes all of their beer. They've been very open about that, and it's on all of their cans currently. Looks like it's not now. I guess that is the current trend. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Everybody enjoy your Oktoberfest, your pumpkin beers, if you are already so inclined to break the pumpkin seal. It's still a little bit early in my book, but I'm looking forward to it. And stick around for more Oktoberfest showdowns. Sorry, I was going to do this. The Oktoberfest Showdown. Right? There are more of those to come. I have in round one, I think I have 3 more showdowns to go before we're done with those. And then we move into round 2. And after round 2 is the round where I think the non-winner gets to come back. So we got some fun stuff coming, guys, and there are some heavy hitters still to go. Got West Side coming. We have Grainworks coming. Fig Leaf, they're always difficult because they release theirs later than everybody else. So they, assuming they're packaging it this year, actually need to double check on that. But good stuff. Wiedemann's still in there. And then I believe there is one wild card, which is a non-Cincinnati Oktoberfest. Maybe a German one. We'll see. So stick around, guys. Thank you very much. Like I said, we will be back next week. I just don't know exactly when or where it'll happen, but it will happen. I appreciate you guys very much. If you like what I do here or anywhere, you can help support this show that is not a show, or all of the shows that are shows, by going to thegnarlygnome.com/support. You can sponsor that way. Or if you want to get some fun swag, you can just go to thegnarlygnome.com/shop, and there's t-shirts and all kinds of fun stuff there. New store is coming soon, soon-ish, whenever I get around to it. And the glassware will be on there, and some new shirts and all kinds of fun stuff. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.